sunny afternoon at Hillcrest Stadium in Vancouver, and hundreds of fans are watching Little League Baseball, sponsored by local service clubs. Safe at second. Everything here is 2/3 the size of big league baseball. Base paths, length of the game, equipment. That's a full-size beef, son, but it still won't get you anywhere. Top of the last inning, the 6th, score tied, bases loaded, 2 out. And here's some strategy.
Now hitting for Sullivan, Marvin Rickey.
The walk king of the Kinsmen gets instructions from his manager. In this league, you're retired when you're 12, but Marvin's still in his prime. If you've ever tried to throw 3 strikes past a fire hydrant, you know how this pitcher feels.
Ball 1. Ball 2. Ball 3.
Last chance for the gyro pitcher. Another ball means a run forced in.
Ball 4. Take your man.
A run scores. The Kinsmen lead 5-4, and Pee Wee has done it again. Many people turn out regularly here to watch well-played ball coached by men who know the game. Nice catch. That's all for the Kinsmen. The winning team in this section might get into the Little League World Series next fall. And tension, it's enough to make you drop your popsicle. What's happening now? 2 out, bottom of the last, and the Gyro's last chance to stay alive. Uh-oh, it's home run Hanratty at the plate, and there it goes. A beautiful one-hand catch by Marvin, and that's the ball game. Now the Kinsmen are on top of the league, and Marvin's on top of the world. In the little leagues today, hundreds of kids like Marvin get first-rate coaching in the fundamentals of the game and a chance to show their stuff before the grown-ups. Acres of new production facilities for Canada's automobile industry are today replacing old quarters bursting at the seams. Most automotive units in Canada come from huge assembly plants in Ontario, but many feeder factories elsewhere are needed to supply the motor cities of Windsor, Oshawa, and Oakville. Canada's motor age, with 1 car for every 5 persons, is built on the economy and speed of mass production methods. Here, the body assembly line starts its long, complicated journey with the fitting and welding of the main panels. Doors are picked off a conveyor and added as the procession moves relentlessly on through metal finishing, chemical treating, and bonding for paint. The primary paint is dried in an oven, wet sanded, and dried again before the final enamel can be sprayed on. After chrome trim, the next steps add weather stripping, heaters, taillights, safety glass, and a host of other components. With nearly 3 million motor vehicles registered in Canada and great increases in power and speed, customers are now demanding safer cars that will take a beating. Near the end of the body line, a sub-assembly of front-end units merges with the mainstream. While the body technicians follow their trades, a separate chassis line creeps along through frame, axle, engine assembly, and mounting. It takes 30,000 workers to keep Canada's automobile assembly lines moving, many of them men with special skills and long experience. gadget like this would warm the heart of any man with a puncture. The wheels added, each chassis moves to a meeting with its appropriate body, a carefully timed climax in the birth of the modern automobile. The last under-chassis work completed, the starter button is pressed, and the finished car drives onto a complicated testing machine with a talent for geometry. Here, the wheels are lined up to give minimum tire wear and safe, easy steering. Lights focused and tested, another auto drives off the end of the line, nearly one every minute in this plant. The newborn car immediately tries its wheels on a special test track. Passing to proud owner, it joins 500,000 other new vehicles this year on the streets and highways of Canada. These freight cars aren't being shunted into Vancouver Harbor. They're just embarking on the seagoing stretch of the Pacific Great Eastern Railway. All aboard and weigh anchor. Captain Casey Jones sets sail on schedule with a tug turning the railway barge towards the outer harbor. The 6-hour voyage is underway. The PGE serves interior British Columbia, but years ago, railway construction halted before steel had pushed through to Vancouver. So now, freight starts off with a 45-mile sea trip before reaching the tracks. As the crowded harbor recedes, the tug lets out more cable for easier handling of the tow. Past Lions Gate Bridge, the crew settle down to their routine. Usually, the trip is uneventful, but in bad weather, the heavy barge swings and yaws, and it takes skillful seamanship to navigate the rugged coast. As the journey nears its end, the cable is wound in. The tug draws alongside the barge again for the approach to the dock at Squamish. Tides make schedules on this seagoing railway. Barge and barge slip must be level before unloading and loading can begin. Once the barge is made fast, the train engineer works quickly to replace these cars with a new load before the tide disturbs the level of operation. Soon, the company plans a direct rail link to Vancouver, which will complete the system. A proposed extension to the Peace River District may swell its rising annual tonnage to over 500,000. Oil and finished products for the interior, lumber, cattle, and coal coming out. Loaded and shipshape, it's time for Casey to start back again with a blast from his nautical train whistle. Turning into Howe Sound, surrounded by the shadowy beauty of the coast mountains, British Columbia's seagoing railway highballs it back to Vancouver.